Greetings.
Hello.
Hi. I don't know if we've met before, but Gary O'Neill, I'm from the SPDX community, so I thought I'd join you guys for a few minutes. So interested in SPDX 3 support, by the way. So
Nice, welcome.
thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
That's, I know Brendan is out. Um,
Okay. Hey, Perth.
hey, Ben.
Hello.
Hey, Marco.
Oh,
Hello.
so I think in terms of agenda, I don't think we had much. So there's anything specific we want to talk about. I think the main thing over the break was that um, the deps.dev changes that we made was actually causing an error to occur when the demos actually ran. Yeah, so if it ran into something that couldn't find in deps.dev, it would kill the collector. So someone pointed that out. So that's the PR that Mihai, you and the Brendan just kind of reviewed this morning. So basically, it kind of goes back to the previous functionalities. So I think when Brendan made the rebasing of all that stuff for the re-architecturing of the deps.dev stuff, I think I think he returned errors. Before we were just logging the errors and then continuing forward. So kind of reverting back to that state again. So um, I'll get a PR. I'll get a what do you call that? Release out so that it fixes the demos and stuff like that. But I think that's the main thing. So I got the reviews already. I made the changes that Brendan requested. Um, all right. I think, yeah, was there anything else? I think the main thing might be just, continuing forward with the V2 architecture discussion, but I think Dijon and Brennan and other people are not here yet, so maybe we just hold off on that.
Greetings, all. Let me just introduce myself. Gary O'Neill. I'm on
Oh,
the
sorry.
from the
Yes.
SPDX community. Hello, everybody. It's
Hey,
been a
Gary.
long time
Yeah.
since I've been part of the GUAC discussions. My apologies for the long absence. But the main reason I joined today was I just wanted to check in to see on any plans for support for SPDX 3. And I did have like an ask for those of you in the Golang community, because I'm not a Golang programmer myself. I think I've written 10 lines of code so far in my life. So um, unfortunately, I can't help on this too much myself because of my limited Golang experience, but I can help with the SPDX spec. So I wanted to just get that on your radar. And there is I know you guys I believe you use the Golang libraries, and we are in the middle of updating that. There's a pull request that adds the 3.0 language bindings. And the person who wrote that has about twice as much Golang experience as me. So I think he's written 20 lines of code. So So he's really looking for feedback from the Golang community, and specifically, is this something that you guys could use? So that's kind of my ask. If you could look at that and provide, Joshua some feedback on the pull request, and then there's another pull request in the same repo that has an alternative implementation. Let's see. Whoops. Let's see. Wonder if I posted the right one. That was 249. Yeah, 247 is the other one. So we have kind of two different approaches right now for this. But the real objective, I think that actually that you guys are like the main target we want to get using the new library. So
Mhm.
Kind of wanted to rope you into reviewing and even contributing if you think that there's an implementation that would help with the Golang tools. And you got a lot of support from the SPDX community if you need any help with the spec or, have any questions on how to implement it. I've done the Java implementation, so I know all the little gotchas. So, and there are a few. So anyway, just wanted to
Awesome.
get that on your radar.
No, that's great. Yeah, I think I think you commented on the our open issue for adding XPDX support. I saw that. Yeah, so I think Brendan Lum is still a maintainer on that. Is that true? Am I high?
Yeah, I think
I think
Brandon, yeah, I was hoping to catch Brandon on the call. Sounds like he's out. So,
Yeah, he's sick today. He
uh,
just messaged. Yeah,
oh, that's
so I'll relay the message to him, but I think we'll definitely I think that was what our blocker was on that issue. Was like once the upstream library gets updated for the XPDX, we can support 3.0 also. So it should be fairly straightforward to do it from our side, from the GUAC side, once that PR merges. But yeah, we can take a look at the PRs, and I'll also relay the message over to Brendan
that would be perfect.
as being a maintainer for that. So
Yeah.
awesome.
And maybe I'll try to catch up on one of your future calls and hopefully Brandon will have fully recovered and be back online.
Yeah,
Do you have these monthly?
we have this weekly actually.
Weekly?
Yeah, so
Oh, okay. Cool.
next Monday, same time.
All right.
He should be here most likely, right? So
Okay. If you guys
he's
don't
usually on
mind
all the
spending a
calls.
little time on it, maybe I can join you for a future call on SPDX and just see if there's anything I can do to help you guys out with it.
That
Cool.
sounds great.
All
Thank you.
right. Thanks.
All right. Okay. Anything else from the rest of the other team members? Yeah, so I think the main thing I think we want to keep discussing is the well, is a community meeting. It's not this month also, right? So we can figure out the community meeting next week. Because it's next week, I believe. Yeah, it is. So we can talk about it during the next call. Fine.
Did we
Next
decide
Monday.
to, oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Did we decide to hold off on the 1.0 and go directly to the refactor?
So I think that's something we should probably talk through. Like, what do we
Okay.
what do we want to do with the 1.0?
Yeah.
Like, are we if we're making drastic changes and is it worthwhile having a 1.0 and then having people like, okay, like, we need a way for people to migrate over to it, right? That's so it's like, yeah, so I think let's talk about that also to see how do we want to handle the 1.0 release.
Maybe that's
So,
something we can get feedback on at the community meeting as well next week.
yeah, it's a good idea. Can you add that to the agenda, Ben? Cool, thank you. Yeah, so what is 1.0? We have it up here in our spam or maintainer meetings highlighted. So all right. Well, if there's nothing else, we can probably call it early. So let's see. Any blockers on any PRs or anything else that we discuss? Oh, there are a couple of open PRs by Robert. Have been sitting there for a bit, and I think this is related to the. Wait, hold on. Was there? Oh yes, the Datadog certifier. Yeah, so the Datadog certifier is the main one, I think. So if we'll have a chance to review that one. Ben, did you have any comments on that Datadog certifier? Like, what is it? Like, we're trying to capture. It's trying to capture like, you know, nodes that have like it's not vulnerability related, right? But they're like some like yeah, they're typo squatted or some other kind of reason that they're certified bad, for example? Is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's a sort of manually curated list of known bad packages. A lot of times it is like a lot of them are typo squats, and some of them are just maybe like there's a change in maintainers and they've become compromised, things like that. And so the idea is just it's just an additional source for people to pull in and certify bad on things so they can have that data in their GUAC graph.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, so I'm going to mark everything that needs review with the label, and then I'll post that in the Slack. But take a look at it when you guys have a chance. Okay. We can end early then. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.